Namaste guys, Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on here and talk to you all about sacrifice. And so this is pertaining to Abraham in the biblical sense. And I want to explain this to you on a esoteric sense, okay? And so this came to me in a bath. I just got out of a bath. I'm still sweaty. I'm still, in that state of, wet. I'm still, sweaty a little bit. And so if you see me doing this to my hair, because my hair is still kind of wet, okay? And so I wanted to speak to you esoteric. Everything that I speak to you about regarding biblical terms, any type of religious terms, it's all esoterically. I'm helping you to understand it internally, okay? And so the sacrifice, Abraham, Isaac, right? The esoteric meaning behind that, Abraham taking his son, which his inner child, okay? The Most High was asking him, can he sacrifice that, right? Can he sacrifice something that he was so used to, something that he loved so much? Can he hand that over to the Most High, right? And so our inner child, that can be the woundings of the inner child. I'm not good enough. I'm not free to speak my truth. Will someone retaliate on me if I speak my truth? Even in cases of lack, right? When you experience lack as an inner child, okay? That type of energy also, am I not safe? Is it not okay for me to experience goodness, right? The inner child perception of the world, right? And so, a lot of times your ego, right, that wounded version of your inner child, right, the one that has your ego, that has your inner child inside of a cage, right, it can sense that it is being sacrificed, right? Because remember, Isaac said, he was looking around and said, but I don't see anything to sacrifice. So that version of you knew that it was going to be, given away, right? Right? Or so it assumed, right? That it was it, right? That's why we often be feeling like we're going to die, having a sense of we're going to die, right? And so that is the esoteric meaning of that, right? And so what did the Most High have in the bushes, right? It was a lamb, right? That stubbornness, that energy of the stubborn wounds that can sometimes refuse to be lifted from you, can refuse to be taken away from you, right? Because you live so much from that. This can even be ancestor energy, collective energy, right? It can often be heavy, right? And so that ram, the bushes, their antlers were stuck inside of the bushes, right? It was trying to break itself free, right? And so, but what happened? The little boy wasn't sacrificed, right? The lamb was sacrificed over, right? That is your inner child. That is that stubbornness that we all can have inside of us, that we don't want to change. And it's not that we don't want to change. Sometimes it be we don't know how to change. We don't know how, because that's all we live from. That's all we know. That's all we ever experienced, right? And so this can be collectively, this could be ancestral, right? It's just that you're carrying an extra burden, especially if the energy feels heavy, right? And so that's what that came through in my bath, in the bath, and even in my dream state. So my ancestors are Igbo, my deep rooted ancestors, the ancestors before there were names. I understand my lineage, okay? I understand my Igbo ancestry history, okay? And these ancestors has been working with me as far as like changing and trading things over that no longer resonate with me, right? And it often made sense as to why I worked at the Board of Option Exchange, right? I worked at the stock exchange where we exchange things, right? This was like 25 years ago. I worked at this place for 10 years, and you know, your life path is very significant. It is all working out for you, okay? And so I never, it was just like I knew things about that stock market. I excelled in it, just like I excel in this right here, right? It's a little bit of a challenge, but I still excel in it, right? It's about following your intuition, knowing when your intuition is speaking to you. 555 on a timer, knowing when to walk away from something, knowing when to sell it when it's not traded when it's not serving you anymore, right? And so when I have those type of dreams about the brokers that I used to work with, 2 of them has passed away, but I don't know if any of the other ones has. And so when I have those type of dreams with the brokers, in my dream, I understand that I am trading something. And in my dream, take this as it resonates. It doesn't have to resonate with you. You all know that I come on here and I talk to you real time about things that I'm healing, okay? So that you can understand what it looks like and you can see what it looks like, right? And so you all understand that, okay? And so in my dream, I was dancing. And some men took it personal that I was dancing. They didn't take it personal. They took it for something more than what it was. They took it as me being sensual, sexual, trying to sell them something. And I was just, to me, I was just naturally being my regular dancing self. I always loved to dance. And so my mom used to be like you always dance, and why don't you sit down, right? And then I wound up getting hit by a car, and then my dancing just kind of went on the back burner, right? And so I understood that when I saw that particular broker in my dream, one of them was kind of mad at me about something, and I didn't understand. And he was kind of like not talking to me or just avoiding me. And I was like, well, what is wrong? Like, trying to figure out what was wrong with him. Like, did I do something wrong? Is it because I was dancing? Is it because I said something? I was doing that. And so I understood that that is what I am releasing from me. Releasing the feelings that when I say something or when I do something, someone has a right to take offense to it, right? And this is internally, okay? This is me internally being afraid that I am saying something wrong, being afraid that I am doing something wrong because someone may take offense, being afraid of speaking my truth, even when it's putting up boundaries for me, right? And so this was something that I understood that I needed to release from me while I was in the dream, right? And so another broker came up. He was my friend. He's passed away in real life. And he was like, it's nothing wrong. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. It's there. It's the way they taken it personal. You know, they thought it was something, right? You know how people can often misunderstand you, okay? And because they have you paved already as something, right? They already have a preconceived notion about you, right? And that broker said it's not you, it's just that they already had this preconceived notion about me because I was essentially a woman, and women might sell themselves, women want money from men and stuff like that. And so I was just listening to him, you know, trying to understand what he was saying, like, you know, like, okay, but, you know, and so it was like, you don't need to take any of that personal. You don't need to hold on to that, right? And that broker, he often rode motorcycles. And so I understood that to be my ancestor Nokwo, which was guiding me. It is the ancestor of breath. It is the ancestor of air, right? It is the primordial ancestors was asking me to trade that energy in, right? To allow that thought form to dissipate from my life. Like, I no longer need to hold on to it anymore because it is not mine to bear. What people thoughts and perceptions about me is none of my business. I just gained a deeper understanding. It's not about me. It is about them reflecting what they perceive about me. And golden children, I tell you this all the time. It's never about you, okay? It's never, never, never about you. It's always about the people in your outside reality. Because remember, you heal internally, right? You have to understand your internal world, right? Your internal world is what creates your external reality, right? So it's about the way you feel about yourself, right? So that's why I say it's never about the person in your outside reality. It's what you already have feeling about yourself. It's what belief system that you have about yourself, right? It's whatever thought form. Thought forms create allegories. I don't know if you all listen to Madame Blavatsky. She speaks about what thought forms look like, what allegories look like. They look like little energy monsters that we house around us, that we send out. Like, thoughts are energies, then they become things, right? And it's about you're clearing inner thought processes, inner thought shadows that you have about yourself built up over time, right? And even ancestral, right? You're working that all the same, right? And I stated this in a video yesterday, right? It may feel extra heavy, right? Because your ancestors are watching you do it. Your inner child is watching you rescue her or him for whatever, or it, from whatever constraints that is placed on it, from whatever belief system that feels like it's keeping the inner child safe, right? And so I understood that. And so after I got done speaking with this particular broker, he handed me some money. And I was like, oh, wow, thank you. And when he handed me the money, I was just like, why would you give it to me? And I tried to give it back. He said, no, this is for you, and this is for your time. And I said, oh, okay. Then he said, with that, there will be much more as time go along. And I said, oh, okay. But I saw my face. It's like I didn't believe him. And so I had to release more, right? When I got in the bath, I understood that I am releasing more. And then it came to the stubbornness of the not believing, right? That what I am doing is effective. It is working, right? It is freeing my inner child, right? It is believing in spirit. It's like believing in things you cannot see, right? I understood that I was releasing that also, right? And this is my thing with that. I have a belief that I know that I'm always protected, because I am, right? But the difference is, as I stated yesterday in the reading that I put up, it's like, do you have the awareness of the belief, right? You can have a, man, Spirit, what you say, like, there can still be a slight block to where you are navigating this reality in some sort of fear, right? So remember I said yesterday, yes, I have awareness, but there are always ways that we can improve, we can go deeper, right? With healing, there are multiple layers upon layers that can be released, right? And so I understood that. And then they gave me the saying about Isaac sacrificing his son, and that didn't mean that his blood son, right? It meant that the patterns, your ancestor patterns, right? The things that you hold yourself to be true, right? Your belief systems, right? The things that has been passed down in your lifetime after lifetime, you know, not really believing in the self, not believing, thank you, Spirit, that Spirit is guiding you, that Spirit is within you, that your communication comes from within, that you are the living tabernacle, right? You're not believing in that, right? That goes deeper, right? Because your ancestors, they were not aware of that because they were misplaced, right? They took on another type of ruler outside of them, right? And so you are essentially returning home, right? But that was, I wanted to talk to you about that sacrifice. And yesterday I was going on my walk and I found a parrot feather. I was wondering why all these birds kept flying around here. Didn't I have like parrots? I haven't seen that before, like the parrot feathers flying around me. But when I Googled it yesterday, it meant like fortune. Especially the green ones, it meant like ancestral inheritance. It meant like good luck, spirit communication, inner communication, deeper communications. Okay, it meant that type of energy. And so I understand that this shift that is happening right now, it is for you to stand in your power, and it's for you to understand that your ancestors are always with you. They're always backing you. Okay, they're always with you. You have to make sure you get in touch with the correct ancestors. That is something that I'm hearing. Okay, because your ancestors knows what wounds need to be healed that will help you deeper awaken, deeper bring up some wounds. And I stated that yesterday, right? And so I know that it may seem like, because this is what I was asking Spirit, I was like, damn, these readings feel like, you know, they are personal. And Spirit was like, well, you're not separate from anybody else. And so I understood that. It's like, you're not separate from no one else. You're all the same. You're all going through certain similar things, but they're just different timelines, right? And it said my messages will resonate for whoever is ready to get on elevated timeline. And so I understood that you know, I say things and do things that are always have been a few steps before things that has been happening in this outside reality, because I am a teacher, right? I teach these things, and so I understand that. And so even though right now maybe my information is not resonating with you, or you just can't see it, okay, but hold fast on yourself. Don't just automatically just don't think, oh, this doesn't resonate with me because you hadn't achieved, you haven't not achieved, but because there is no high and no low. Everybody's equally the same because the Most High is within us, right? So there is no separation, right? It's just that we all have levels, right? Everybody is going through their different timeline when it's time for them at whatever particular time it is, right? Dimension, Spirit is saying. So there is no good or no bad or no left or no right or no wrong, right? It is just is, right? Everything is the isness, the beauty of the isness, right? So don't perceive yourself to be in a way, well, this is not happening for me. Like, don't give up on yourself. You hear the birds are out there talking right now, right? And so the energy of today was the death and rebirth, right? Darkness of light. This is you giving over that darkness, that heaviness, right? The doubt, the guilt, the lies, the fear, the jealousy, you know, you want to hold on to being right. Thank you, Spirit. Being right. Like, I knew I was right. I knew this. I knew that. Like, can you release the energy of being right? And that was something that came up in me also, like wanting to be right, okay? Because it's like you've been proven wrong for so long. Like, people have tried to, thank you, people have tried to prove you wrong for so long. It's just like, so now you feel like you always need to prove yourself to someone. You need to prove your greatness to someone. You need to prove how you do speak to Spirit. You need to prove that you can do this, prove that you can do that. It's not about proving any fucking thing. It's about you being authentically you walking in your light, right? And you allowing Spirit to validate you, right? That is what it's about, right? Because all things that is done in the dark will surface to the light, right? Because there has to be a revealing of it so that you can see how you are operating in this reality, right? And so to clarify, we have earth healing, the power to give and receive healing, right? And so because you go through these things, right, you're able to heal others because you can give them the knowledge, just like I give you all the knowledge, right? And when you learn this, what I'm speaking to you about, you can put it in your own format, right? And you can teach it to someone else because they need to hear it, golden child, right? They need to hear that from you. You are a golden child. You're here to experience this, okay? And it's okay. So be kind to yourself at this time. Be loving to yourself, okay? And so don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to, speak your truth, and then afterwards you start beating up on yourself about it. You know, I tell you all, I struggle with that all the time about putting up videos because I don't want to offend anyone, or I don't want to seem too vulnerable. And I know some of you all say, well, you okay, I understand that, but it's a me thing. It's something that I need to heal within me, right? And I appreciate you for giving me grace. That's so sweet. Like, you all are some beautiful souls when I tell you that I can feel your souls, right? But it's just this one person that keep subscribing and unsubscribing. It is so creepy, whoever is doing that. It's just like, what are you doing when you do that? Like, what are you thinking? Do you feel like I don't know. I don't care about that, but I don't know. But it's giving really stalker energy, okay? And so we have sacred purpose, eternal flame, and ancestral legacy, period, right? So we have ancestors. This just clarified my bath, right? About the ancestors being here. Even in my dream, right? I had to re-put my lashes on. So they are a little bit fussy. I'm fussing with them. I always fuss with my hair. I don't know. But anyway, it keeps my left brain occupied, okay? And so you have, look at all this healing energy. Your hands, the Reiki, is very healing at this time. Look at this, more hand. Look how she's touching that stone, right? Look, more. Look how her hand is holding, right? Look at that harvest. When the things that you touch, okay? You could do hair, okay? Because look how she's holding that antler, right? The truth, right? She's purifying, right? Taking the energy from out of this energy, right? Gathering energy from this energy and putting it in her. This can be her wand, right? This antler, right? The antler of truth, right? Seeing her truth, knowing where it is, knowing which way to go. And you see this panther is looking where she's pointed this antler, but this antler is looking somewhere else, right? And it's just that you're finding your truth, right? You're no longer misled, right? And that's the energy that is out here available for all of us today. When I come on here, I'm speaking from a collective standpoint. This is nothing separate from you, okay? Like I said, it's just different timelines. So by the time you reach this phase, you know, you're able to go through it easily. You're able to flow through it because you're like, oh, I can refer back to this as a reference, right? To validate you, right? Okay, and say your purpose, your legacy, your ancestral legacy. You have some type of ancestral legacy that you're here to move forward, to pull through into this timeline, okay? The white buffalo achievements, like your ancestors achieved many things, right? And there's some things I'm hearing they didn't get a chance to achieve, but you're here this lifetime to achieve it. You just don't know. It could be some sacred teaching, okay? It could be just a whole way of viewing life so that you're in flow with nature. Look at the abundance that you're in flow with this energy, okay? So that you're reaping the harvest of everything. Because in my dream, Jello, he gave me a wob of money, and I was like, well, he was like, this is for your time. And I was just like, wow, like, you don't have to. And he was like, but there is much to come. And so I was like, I didn't even ask for it. But because I didn't ask for it, I still had a resign or a sense of not believing that he was going to give me more, because he was like, this is out, it's more to come, right? And I was just like, I kind of, the look that I had was like, yeah, right. And so that was something, that stubbornness that I had to release, not believing that Spirit is going to provide for me, even though Spirit has shown me countless of times that they provide for me. I just, you know, it's my business, just received a check for like $9,000. And so it's just like how much more do I need to show you that, you know, I'm here for you, right? Like, how much more do I need to show you, okay? And it's that type of energy, right? I just woke up and some money showed up in my account. I had to call the people and was like, okay, is this a mistake? Because what the hell? And I was like, wow. So it's that type of energy. Like, just understand that the more you stay true to yourself, the more you stay on your path. It's like if I don't have no clients, Spirit still pays me, right? Because I am doing a job for the ancestors. You see how that goes? When you're still standing in your truth, still delivering messages, even if I don't have no clients from you, I don't have no clients in my outside reality, Spirit still takes care of me. Spirit still provides me, right? So that's how I'm able to live comfortably, coming on here and talking to you about this every time I'm healing, right? So I can heal in peace without having to worry about surviving. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how that works. And I'm a living proof of that, okay? So I come on here to talk to you about proof of you living in your truth, 24/24 on my timer. You doing what you need to be doing for Spirit, right? And for yourself, right? And for your ancestors. And watch how money just magically show up in your life. I don't ask for this. And this is what the thing was in my dream. I didn't ask for it. It's just be happening to me. But in my dream, I still didn't believe it. And this man gave me a wad of money, and I still didn't believe it. And I was like, wow, is this because I was dancing? And it said, no, it's just because of you. It's just because you have been through it. Like he said, for what you suffered for. That's what he said. That's why he gave, for what you suffered for. And I was just like, wow, thank you. But then when he walked away, I didn't believe it. And it's just like me still not believing that I'm going to be provided for, even though I am, right? Because I am that I am. When you understand that truth about you, you are provided for. You have to be, okay? Because you are standing in your light. There is no self in lack. There is none of that. I received this money a month ago, and I'm still getting clients. I'm still in an overflow. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what I be trying to talk to you all about, so that you can get in that space of overflow, right? And then we have sacred gratitude, and be in gratitude all the time, right? Like, thank you for everything. Thank you for my life. Thank you for, you know, the abundance. Even though if you don't see it yet, it's there. It's readily available to you. But you have to see it in yourself first, right? And that's why you do the healing, right? You do it so that you can see the truth about you. See that you are already that. You don't lack anything. And when you can take those wounded parts of you to the king. I'm hearing that song, take me to the king, Tamala, man. Like, when you can take those wounded versions of you to the king, like, man, your Akashic records is open. You're going to have some type of silent understanding about whatever this is, hidden knowledge, okay? The Akashic records are open today for, I think, what did you say? Until the end of the month, okay? It's some eternal shift that's happening. I heard miracles, ancient wisdom, twin flame, soul partner, okay? This is your inner self, right? Connection, the divine masculine, divine feminine connection, right? It's because you're safe now, right? Shamanic journey, phoenix rising. This is all of you giving your that sacrifice. This doesn't just, let me tell you, you are this, right? I understood this. I got this tattoo on my back when I was 27, right? Because, I don't know if you can see it, because I felt a change. I don't know what that was when I was 27. I felt a shift. I felt a huge shift around me when I was 27 years old. I didn't know what that was. I just felt it. And then I had been drawn to the Phoenix. And even as a kid, I remember when I was in kindergarten, a lady asked me, wow, she asked me, I think this is her with me right now. She asked me where did I want to live when I grew up. And I told her Phoenix. She said, why you want to go to Phoenix, Arizona? I said, I like the bird. I had to be like around 5 years old. I was in kindergarten. I remember went on a trip, and my mom couldn't go because my mom wasn't feeling well. And we went on a trip. And she used to always, like, when she would do this to my hair, like something with my baby hair, she would do that, like, to my hair. And she's a beautiful, beautiful lady. Wow. I remember her. But I've always been associated with that, the griffin also, right? You see them type of birds, them type of animals, you know, they're not there for a reason. It's spirit speaking to you, right? You have to pay attention to the synchronicity. You see how I just remembered? That's because my Akashic records is open. Yours is open right now, right? Take some time to be with yourself. We have time here, right? And it says, time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. Have you been rushing through life? Trust in the timing of things. Patience will bring the results you seek, right? And that's why I was saying about, like, with me working at the Board of Options Change, we don't know why we work these places. I'm still to this day confused why I went to the military. I understand. I'm the only sisters. My mom had 7 girls, no boys. And so I'm still trying to understand my military path. I understand that I was that in a past life. I understand that I have some relatives that was there, right? And so I understood that, right? So I'm still trying to cultivate the deeper meaning, the deeper esoteric meaning of that energy, okay? And but the heaviness of what I went through is still on the forefront of me, right? So it's like we're working through barriers of that, right? And that's what I mean, like, everything that you experience in your life it's like a flip side of it, right? The Stranger Things theory, right? This is you golden children, okay? You could be finding feathers, okay? Remember, I was just talking about this parrot feather. You could be finding feathers in your outside reality. Surrender. Sometimes letting go brings the greatest change. Are you feeling out of control? Surrender to the flow and trust in the universe's plan. Peace will come when you release your grip, okay? And this is could be you, like I said, holding on to things, like just holding on to the stubbornness, right? Give that to the king too. Like, create a sacred space. I did create a PDF, okay, because you know I got to, I love y'all, I got to help y'all out, and so I did create a PDF so you can give it the sacrifice over. Allure, cherish the beauty that attracts you. Have you been too busy to appreciate the good things around you? Take time to enjoy and value the moments and people that bring you joy, okay? That's so that you can see the beauty in all things, right? We have strength here and reconciliation. You're reconciling that version of you, right? So stand strong. So I went through a whole dark night of soul in the tub, but I did it in my dream first. Because I was just so confused why these men was like, and they were men, why they were like that with me. Like, what are y'all doing? I was just dancing. It was like no provocative dancing or nothing. I was just dancing. They wanted more. They wanted me to take off clothes. They wanted me to do this. They wanted me to conform for them. They wanted me to do that. And I was just like, oh my God, no. And so when I left out of there, another broker was there standing at the top of the stairs. His name's Fairbanks. Well, that's what his last name was that. Such an amazing worker. He was standing there at the stairs, and he was just like not talking to me. And I said, hey, what's going on? And he just was ignoring me. And I said, are you mad at me about something? And he just wasn't talking. I was like, are you okay? And he wasn't talking. So I just left and went like downstairs or something. And then the other broker came. He was like, don't worry about him. Like, don't worry. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with you, right? And it's just us could be taking things personal, you know, thinking that we done something, right? Because we had to grow up in a household to where we had to, you know, had to monitor our surroundings, right? To make sure that we were walking on eggshells so that we wouldn't upset anyone, right? That we were doing things the right way so that we wouldn't get in trouble, right? That was true for me. I don't know if it was true for you, right? But if it was, you know, take this energy as it resonates. 3222. I'm just here to tell you mine so that you can frame it how it needs to go, right? This is just a frame, okay? And we have healing. You are in the process of healing. Give yourself the time and space you need. Have you been neglecting your emotional or physical health? Prioritize self-care and allow yourself to fully recover. True love. True love is a deep soul connection. Are you searching for it? Trust that it is out there, okay? But remember to love yourself first. Trust that love will follow naturally. Exactly, right? This is that union. Wow. Hold on. This is that union, right? That twin flame union that I'm talking about. That is that inner union within yourself, okay? I got a towel right here, okay? That is that inner union within yourself, okay? Value indication. Your value isn't determined by someone else's opinion, okay? That's something that we all need to get understood, right? And then I've cut the deck on strength again. Reconciliation and accept, okay? To accept whatever sacred union. You're coming into a sacred union with your higher self, okay? This is like that divine masculine, divine feminine dance. You being able to recognize spirit, like in your day-to-day life, right? That was something that happened to me this morning before all of this. I was talking with spirit, and then I suddenly became aware. I said, whoa, I'm speaking to you without being in this space. I'm speaking to you without being in my closet space. Like, I'm speaking to you, right? And even at nighttime, I speak with spirit. In the daytime, like in the very early morning times, I speak with spirit. But what was different this morning, I was in the kitchen making me some coffee, and my son was going to get his hair done. I was making sure he gets there, you know, being the mother that I am. I was talking, and we left out the door. I was like, Spirit, you know how it is. And then I heard Spirit say, and I was like, I became aware, and I said, whoa, like, that was the coolest thing to me, because I was more aware in my waking, walking life, right? Even though, right, I know that I talk to Spirit, right? But it was just a deeper sense of awareness. It was just like, hold on now, like I acknowledged it, right? I acknowledged it more. I was like, whoa, yeah. But anyway, pay attention to that, because you're going to experience that, okay? What else, Spirit? What else? Let's get some angel numbers. What else, Spirit? 02224444. Blessings in disguise. Go through this phase, okay? Act on your ideas, practical goals, divine timing, ambition, collaboration, okay, discipline, okay, progress. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 out here. You are definitely leveling up, okay? Good luck is out here for you, okay? Blessings in disguise, right? Whatever obstacles, resilience is required, right? Because when you go through this dark night of soul, you don't know. You just like, that's how I was in the bath. I almost wouldn't get out the bath, because all of a sudden the damn water got hot. 3333 here. The water got hot. Okay, social skills. The water got hot. It was almost like that version of me was in a state of hell. Like that water got hot. And I was like, whoa, like, what is this? And I was being purified in the water. Had no idea what was happening until I had to sit there. I had to sit with it, okay? And so, namaste. I love you all so much, okay? Take care of yourselves. Peace be with you. If you need any help, my email is in the description box, okay? Bye.